If last night's barn burner between Lemoyne and Syracuse to kick off the men's season wasn't enough to get your basketball fix in, how about we start the women's season as Syracuse hosts Niagara. It's his first time ever the Purple Eagles have made the postseason. On the Syracuse side, Felicia Leggett-Jack embarking on year number 3 back at her alma mater, coming off a round of 32 NCAA tournament appearance in a loss at Connecticut.
This is a very scrappy Purple Eagles team, cutting tooth and nail for that ball.
Cutting 6 seconds short off this game, and it will be Niagara to start with the basketball. Here is Amelia Strong through traffic, fighting against the trees down low. Give us another jump ball. No. Safiatu Kalibo, the sophomore out of Willingboro, New Jersey, inbounds for Niagara. Georgian court transfer. First shot for Niagara. Comes up too strong. Dominique Camp, who inbounds it. A couple of Aussies in there as well. And then it's Izabel Varejao who gets the first points for the Cuse. Veteran 6th year. Niagara pushes the pace. Amelia Strong the answer. Marley Dickerson leading the point guard role for Niagara. Amelia Strong, the one we mentioned, can't get into foul trouble. Full court pass for Burrows. Fakes the layup and then gets it to go.
Good adjustment early by Syracuse to go over the press that plays very, very far up to the baseline.
We mentioned a little bit about Syracuse's one exhibition. In Niagara's lone exhibition against Roberts Wesleyan, they turned the ball over 65 times. And Syracuse forces the issue to take a 4-point early lead. Thought that Niagara stepped out of bounds, and then the Purple Eagles and Dickerson going a little too quick in transition. Both of these teams want to force the issue, want to push the pace, and another turnover caused by the Purple Eagles. Camp gets it right back to Wood. Through the contact, got it to go. One free throw to try and tack on for Wood. Consistent starter in the back half of the season last year for the Orange. And a consistent rebounder as well. Kalibo off her foot, keeps it, now slips it down for Strong. Over Varejao, gets the roll.
Putting pressure on Syracuse, and it's easy to stay up in that press when you're already up there for the board.
Woolley goes behind the back from the free throw line, got it to go. First points for Georgia Woolley in her senior season. Dickerson the other way. These two teams are flying up and down the court. Look at Woolley out in front of the pack again. Can't quite get to it. First 3 collegiate seasons, she's been the second leading scorer all 3 seasons behind Fair. Step back 3 for Niagara. That one finds the bottom of the barrel from Dickerson.
There's certainly an opportunity for Woolley to step up. Syracuse lost 3 of its top 4 scorers from last year in Deasia Fair, Elena Rice, and Alyssa Latham. Woolley's really the only big returning scorer.
Tries to set up Burrows. Alia Dial and Jemima LaCroix in. Dial down to the lane for Williams. Couldn't get it. And Varejao. Taller than the bunch. Here's Hawkins. Burrows takes it herself and can't bank it in. There's the other freshman, Scott, the O-board. Couldn't get the stick back. Third chance and one. Izabel Varejao. Varejao and Scott get some big O-boards. Varejao just a 46% free throw shooter last year, and she misses her first. Comes out to defend and blocks it away from Williams. No, I do know it probably doesn't make head coach Jada Pierce too happy. Spin around, fade away. Come on now. Keira Scott. Dickerson for the answer. No. And Hawkins elevates. Velez to Varejao, backing down the lane. Gets the double team. She is hounded. Suffocating D from Niagara. Varejao for Burrows. Scott the stick back. All Big East forward, fired up with Varejao's play. Velez nearly took it away, up and under from Barnes, couldn't finish. Rebound and the stick back for Kalibo. That ends a 9-0 Syracuse run. Scott again, swipes through and scores. Silky smooth, Keira Scott.
Until the Purple Eagles get a stop in the paint, the Orange have no reason to not keep going there and stop the perfect player to post up.
Kalibo down the lane, forces the issue and forces the foul. Keira Scott is just showing off. Shot at just a tick under 70% last year at Georgian Court. Feels like the Orange have started to find an answer for this press. As I say that, Hawkins dribbles it off her foot in the front court.
Love a good broadcaster's dance.
Triple try, banks it home. Oh my goodness, Talia Dial.
Is the bank open on Election Day usually, Andrew?
It seems to be. Up in front of the pack, Scott all alone.
Scott already at 8 points. Half of what she had 16 against Damon earlier in the week.
And the bank is open on the floater. Head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack said she's happy to go 10-11 deep. Hawkins for Camp and a turnover to end the first. Pretty fitting. Keira Scott is over halfway to a double-double. Keira Scott's mom, Danielle, when she played back in college.
Danielle, a 4-time all-conference player for the Blue Hens, by the way.
Syracuse forces the issue down low again. Out of the stoppage, it's Kyra Wood.
Wood, another player with the connection to Niagara. Her mom works at the university, actually.
Strong, all courts.
Looks like Syracuse trying to wait and get into some sets. Woolley had Varejao open inside, chose not to pass it in.
There is Varejao. She spins away from traffic and scores. Orange are flexing their size down low right on Niagara. Strong crashes through the back of Kyra Wood. Put them in the washer down low. Burrows tries to break the press and sets up Woolley. Bottoms.
Finally starting to put up the ball a little bit more. Expect that to go up and up throughout the game.
Amelia Strong flexes her range from the free throw line. Potts down low. What a pass. Wood all alone. Another timeout, Niagara. Triple try for Barnes. Way off. Put back, though, is good for Jordan Williams. Their head coach, Daryl O'Neill, also runs a press, so it really fits the style of the Purple Eagles. Varejao muscles it up there and gets the friendly roll. Stepping into a three. Porter can't hit.
And that's what Niagara has to do against this zone for Syracuse. Have really struggled to penetrate inside. And that means just put up threes, and the Purple Eagles haven't been that successful from there so far.
Varejao, the ball movement. Over to Camp, steps back for three. Oh, yeah. Hawkins and Scott. Other takeaway. Burrows gets stalled up. Gets it to Scott. Can't quite hook it home. Burrows chases it down. Schmitt for Scott, a floater. Can't quite get the roll, but she is fouled. She was actually committed to Syracuse before she transferred to DME Academy. Wanted to go play prep. Alicia Leggett-Jack recommended it because that's where Olivia Schmitt was playing, and Schmitt was soon to be one of Syracuse's point guards. So the two got to play together before they suited up in the script Syracuse. Corner three on the way from Otis. Splashdown.
That was an example of good defense, but better offense. Scott did a great job of coming over at the bottom of the 1-3-1. Active hands in the face. Just a really darn good three-point shot.
Scott is fouled again on the baseline.
Coach Pierce doesn't look like she'll sub anyone in for her. Can't really afford to take Strong out.
Double digits in the first half for Keira Scott. 5 boards from a double-double in her debut. Otis double teamed, can't keep it. Velez finds Schmitt. Drives to the hoop, sets up Velez, and she is fouled. Hanging out down on the block. No secret, that's where Syracuse wants to get to, is in the paint. Of 7 as a team from the stripe right.
And free throws at times really hurt the Orange last year. 73%, not terrible. It was middle of the pack in the East.
Louisville, those two teams dominating right now. In the paint is not the place to be if you're Niagara. Syracuse is just too tall. Hawkins on the run out. Syracuse the board. Hawkins can't get to that pass, and now Otis all alone. She finishes. True freshman Nevaeh Otis out in front of the pack. Comes by way of Pontiac, Michigan, and prepped at Renaissance High School. Schmitt takes it to the Purple Eagles, covering the full court.
To be honest, I'm tired watching.
Why?
I'm exhausted. They're just moving so quick, it's hard to keep up with, Andrew.
You're just sitting in your chair over here. Schmitt capitalizes on her trip to the line. That's where Syracuse has been living the last couple minutes. No field goals in the last 4 for the Orange. Still up by 15. That rattles home from Kaliba. So Niagara is keeping somewhat in touch here as we head down the home stretch of the first half. What a dish. Olivia Schmitt, eyes in the back of the head to find Shy Hawkins. Hawkins gets the board. Yeah, give it back to Schmitt after that dish. How about another one? Trying to set up Burrows, who couldn't quite haul it in. Syracuse in the bonus now. 5 team fouls in this second quarter. No 1-and-1 on the women's side, just 2 shots. What a first 2 days it's been to open up the season as well. We've got all your scores. Hawkins can't handle it. Niagara's not going to slow down either. Barnes can't get the pass. Kaliba recorrals. In for Strong and in. Cuts it back to a 15-point lead, and Schmitt lost it out of bounds. Syracuse could have had the last shot.
17 turnovers on the day.
Well, Niagara is without its first-team All-MAAC selection, Aaliyah Parker, and they're hanging tough with the Orange. Trying for one last shot. Williams got a chance at the buzzer on the rebound, but couldn't finish. Orange nearly hit 50 points offensively,
but it gets them ready for MAAC play when they'll have to play a very, very good Fairfield team.
Fairfield, the preseason pick. We talked about at halftime how the Stags returned 4 of 5 starters from a 1-loss regular season last year, and quite a win on opening night last night in Fayetteville.
There's the mid-range jumper from Strong I was telling you about. Can do it more than just inside the paint.
And then a 5-second violation. The press is back. It's wreaking havoc.
Well, you give this defense, this press defense, time to rest and recover at the half. They're going to come out even stronger in the second.
Strong flexing the handles, but she can't get past Varejao. How about a 3? Back iron, no good from Porter. Long rebound for Dickerson. Polibo tries and hits from distance.
That's part of the risk of running a trap zone like this.
It also leads to open looks. Woolley passes up the 3, gets it to Wood, and she muscles it off the glass.
How about Syracuse trying to get the press too?
Well, you can bet that the Purple Eagles practice against it every practice. Shouldn't be too tough to handle for Niagara's group. Polibo again. Oh, yeah. And if you've been impressed with this Purple Eagles group tonight, it should get even better when Parker's back to healthy. Another bucket for Kyra Wood down low. On another 3 attempt near side. It's no good off the mark from Porter. 1 and done for the Purple Eagles. Woolley gets it over the top for Wood. Hold it in on the jump ball, and she sticks it off the square.
Woolley really seems to be prioritizing making the extra pass today. He's given up a few open shots early in the third quarter.
Tried to sell the offensive foul. Instead, it's an and 1. And 1 for Dickerson. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania native. And they tag Niagara with a lane violation. Burrows races it ahead for Camp. She'll pop and hit. Couple of 3s tonight for Dominique Camp. Porter stepped on the sideline.
Clare Community College, she was a 20-point per game scorer. So she's used to having to put up points. She could be big help for Syracuse without Deasia Fair this year.
Schmitt turns it over. Dickerson capitalizes.
And even though she was out last year with an injury, stayed very involved with the team, actually used an NIL deal to get slide flip-flops for every single teammate of hers last December, right before she had her surgery. She's such a team player. That's why Coach Leggett Jack has brought her in as a transfer at 2 different schools.
Camp actually wanted to come with Leggett Jack when she made the move to Syracuse. Didn't have enough scholarship spots here, so she went 1 year over at Akron. Coaching change there. She stayed in touch with FLJ, and she comes to Syracuse. Schmitt tries to get it ahead. Scott was open. Instead, another turnover by the freshman. And again, it is Dickerson who turns it into points. Orange can't quite put Niagara out of reach. Camp steps in for a long 2. Oh my goodness, it's silky smooth right now from Dominique Camp. in the exhibition, but she's been at full speed for over a month now off the injury, and Camp showing her veteran experience tonight for Syracuse. Hasn't missed a shot yet. Nice little floater down the lane comes from Lakia Barnes. Lead's been hovering right between 10 and 15 out of the locker room for Syracuse. Down low, there's Scott. Emerges after a dominant first half.
A heck of a pass from Wood as well. Not really known as that passing big, but she certainly flashes the ability on occasion.
Barnes fights it through the contact.
Well, Kyra grew up over in Western New York, probably watched a ton of Purple Eagles basketball growing up. Now gets to play against them.
Jada Pierce, coach of Niagara, said she watched plenty of Kyra Wood growing up as well in the area. Two-for-two trip for Barnes at the stripe. Freshman from Chicago, prepped at Phillips High School. Velez, 3-on-1, but she might have turned it over. Scott tries to save it. Burrows there. Velez on the broken play. Couldn't hit the bunny. For the Buffalo junior one at the scores table. Barnes pulls up on Velez. Off left iron. Woolley tripped up from behind. That's a whistle with still 4:30 left in this third quarter. So 2 shots for Georgia Woolley. A possible foul out for Niagara. 4 fouls on Rutledge, the most of any in the game. Taco time in the Dome. Cuse has hit the 65-point mark. First on the Buffalo native. Barnes.
Free throw is something that the Purple Eagles are really hoping to improve in this year. Second to last in the conference last season, under 70%.
So far, so good in that category tonight. 5 of 6 at the stripe for the Purple Eagles. Ones have just gotten that much more, but that'll even out the numbers a little bit more.
We'll give the Purple Eagles a lot of practice over that preseason favorite in the MAAC.
Yeah, Fairfield will be a tough competition in the MAAC. And it's razor-thin margins. We talked about how that championship game came into overtime last season, and that's what separated Niagara from its first ever March Madness berth. Dickerson races it up. Sets up a 3 attempt for Barnes. Off the mark. High rebound down from Niagara. And the stick back finds the bottom of the net from LaCroix. And now an offensive foul on the press gives it right back to Niagara. Just down 11. Now for Strong. Back to LaCroix. 18-footer is way long. That missed everything. Burrows is trapped off the miss, and she steps through to draw the foul.
I mean, 22 is not 65, which Niagara forced in its exhibition game last week.
Yeah, so if you average the 2 right now, I think they'd have them in the 40s. High 40s, if my math is correct. That's a daunting number to stare at. The scouting report going forward against the Purple Eagles. Has been for years. Another 3 falls. This time it's Dial. Second triple of the game. Single-digit lead for Cuse. Might have better things to do on my Tuesday night, but sometime soon. Camp holds it up for Woolley. Takes it to the rim, scores it, and 1.
A lot more of that, especially with how much Niagara is staying in this game.
She's straight into the hands of Dickerson. Shuffles it out for Dial from distance. Boom! Right back to a 9-point game. Burrows and Woolley. Does she respond? In and out. Burrows battles down low, shuffles it up. No, Wood, no. Varejao. Wood, oh my goodness. Had to get an easy one, and Varejao set it up. Syracuse back in the zone. Down to 5 to shoot. Orange come away with the board. Camp is trapped. And Woolley relieves the pressure. It has not been an easy night for the guards of Syracuse. It's not going to be an easy night for any guards that have to play against Niagara the rest of the year. Top 5 in the ACC, averaged 74 points a game. They're nearing that mark in the third quarter. Camp still hasn't missed a shot tonight. 3 for 3 from the floor, 2 for 2 from deep, 2 for 2 from the line. 5 seconds to work with for Niagara. Dial right before the horn. Can't get it to go. Stick back, falls with .2. It is 10. And we've got 10 minutes to decide a winner on opening night for these two teams. Niagara's cut into the Syracuse lead. Speaking of turnovers, couple there, back and forth, and it leads to an open look. LaCroix finishes. 8 points the lead. This is the closest Niagara's been since the first half.
And Syracuse is going to continue to get more and more tired throughout the game, and all of a sudden, that press is going to be harder and harder to break. Could see more forced errors and unforced errors from the Orange.
Offense for the Purple Eagles caught fire in that third quarter. Varejao bounces it down low. Hawkins off through 2.
Hawkins had been quiet for a minute. Only 10 minutes out of her today. Not playing in that primary rotation, but getting back in the fourth quarter, making an impact.
Spin around. Oh. Burrows takes the contact. LaCroix through the back. And 1 at the end of the third. Got 2 more to start the fourth. She was starting to spark that offense, but she has to take a seat for the rest of this one. Woolley off the inbound. Offensive rebound. Varejao the hook. She'll get 2 shots.
Niagara might have its comeback attempt cut short, not because of anything it's doing on the court, but because of who has to go off the court.
Varejao walls off strong. Don't go in there. Varejao leaks the outlet ahead. Camp swings at Woolley. 1 more, Burrows. Now Woolley will step back for 3 and hit. Momentum back with the Orange, courtesy of Georgia Woolley. Hawkins pulls up. Good pass down low. Barnes sets up Rutledge. That ends the Syracuse scoring streak. 9-0 run, halted. And now Dial forces the contact from Woolley. Barnes will shoot the 3. Put back from Strong.
How about Niagara? Less offensive rebounds than Syracuse, but more second chance points, up to 15 on the day.
Seems like the Orange have missed so many of those putbacks. It's taken third and fourth and fifth chances. Woolley from distance again. Oh, yeah. Third trifecta of the night. Georgia Woolley's heating up.
Coach Leggett Jack smiled and nodded after that one. She knows this is the Georgia Woolley she's expected to see this season.
Trying to take over down the stretch. What used to be Deasia time is turning into Georgia time. Hawkins, coast to coast, and a timeout, the last one for... Although Niagara's dealing with foul trouble up and down the bench, Felicia will get Jack. Not much to worry about in that category. Barnes is back to a familiar spot for Niagara.
And it hasn't been her day away from the stripe. 1 for 10 from the field. Making up for all those misses at the line.
Barnes is all up in the face of Camp, and that one's an offensive foul. I believe they just issued possibly a technical. Barnes celebrating, gets the technical. Woolley will shoot him.
Well, those two had been chippy before that. Before the foul even occurred, before the ball was inbounded, Camp gave a little shove off of Barnes. They exchanged words. And then, obviously, once Camp got the ball, even more chirping.
Must have said something. Put trigger on the tee. Velez back into the game. Just rides down the lane and forces another foul on Barnes.
Very quiet second half for Velez. Played most of her 12 minutes today back in the first half.
All three. And now 4 points have come from the free throw line for Velez. Took a seat after a couple turnovers. Floater, teardrop falls from Barnes.
But Velez, a player that didn't play too much as a freshman at LSU. It's going to take her a few games to work her way up and get used to playing in a more spotlight role for Syracuse.
Woolley and Scott combo for 2 more. Dickerson shuffles down the lane, left it off the right side. Scott has it poked away, trying to break the press. Wood keeps it. 4 on 2. Step back floater. Hawkins the board. Another foul on Barnes. She's gone from 1 to 4.
They've thrown a ton of press at Syracuse today, obviously. We've said it over and over again. And so, Andrew, one long-term impact of this game, potentially, Syracuse is putting in 40 minutes of film to every coach it plays against this year. This is how we break the press. And so in any close games, any comeback attempts where Syracuse is facing a press this year, opposing coaches are going to have a pretty good idea of how the Orange try to break a press and how they've struggled against the press. 28 turnovers today.
That's one way to break the press there, though. Velez ahead for Hawkins.
And gets pressed against in a close game this year. That's where maybe this film will come back to bite them. That's another way to press.
Scott with the crossover, sets up Wood. She'll go again, and it falls. Dickerson up and in, plus the foul.
So many shots being chucked up by both squads.
Pretty ugly turnover from Velez on the inbound.
She's up to 5 on the day.
Long 2 from Williams off the mark. Offensive board, Dickerson. More free throws coming. Played UCLA, played LSU. Those are 2 of the best in the country. Again, it's that way. 4 straight on the road against power.
But you do still have a game against Maryland, a home game against Maryland that Syracuse lost to by 1 possession on the road last year. That'll be a good early test for the Orange, see how good they really are.
Yeah, it should be a fun rematch. Defeated in the Dome dating back to before COVID.
And speaking about that Maryland game last year for a second, Syracuse was down by 2 points and had a chance to put up a shot at the end of the game. Elena Rice, one of Syracuse's leading scorers last year, ended up never getting a shot up. But there's definitely players on this year's Syracuse team that remember how chippy and close that game was.
Yeah, should be a fun one coming up in just a couple weeks.
It's a style of ball where you can see some crazy upsets.
I think Coach Pierce would be plenty happy with 2-2.
Sure.
I think she's probably pretty happy with the way her team played tonight. Kept it close for a long time.
Whether or not leading returning scorer Aaliyah Parker is playing in those games will really matter quite a bit.
How about that and one? Lakia Barnes. Barnes up to double digits. Can't tack on one more. Journey Thompson the board. Schmitt breaks the press ahead for Potts. 1-on-1, Maddie Potts all the way to the rim, forcing questions. 2 chances for the century mark, courtesy of Maddie Potts. There you go. Triple digits on opening night for the Orange. 2 for 2 for the freshman from Australia. Schmitt hustles back, forces the turnover. 2-on-2, she'll slow it up for Potts. Wide open 3. Bullseye. First career 3 from Maddie Potts puts the Orange at 104. Potts the takeaway. Ahead for Hawkins on the leak out. 106 and counting for Cuse. Right to the final whistle. These 2 teams are just going to race it up and down. Been a track meet all night. No reason to stop until we hear the final horn. Hawkins will give Potts another shot. No. Last chance for Niagara on the other end. Potts takes it away with 5 seconds to play. She'll take it herself and score. Potts the final touches inside the Dome. Syracuse puts up 108. The offense on full display on opening night. And year 3 under Felicia Leggett-Jack is off and running with a win over Niagara. Syracuse dating back to 2019, undefeated at home in the non-con. Syracuse plays double-digit players tonight, flashes the depth Tyler, and the Orange offense was forced to play fast, and the scoreboard reflects that.